It's pretty hard not to get caught up in all the buzz around artificial intelligence agents these days.
Oh, definitely. It's everywhere.
Every headline, every tech conference, they're all promising this huge revolution, right? Autonomous digital workers that can, think and reason and adapt.
Mm-hmm. The vision is powerful.
But lately, I've been hearing some quieter stories,
Hmm.
maybe a bit more sobering, behind the scenes.
Interesting.
What if I told you that the key to actually unlocking AI's potential for your business isn't always more AI? What if often it's about, embracing simplicity, radically even?
Okay, I think I know where you're going with this.
So today, we're taking a deep dive into what we're calling the AI agent trap. It seems to be this common pitfall where businesses, particularly here in Canada maybe, end up overspending and, frankly, underperforming.
All while chasing the latest shiny object.
Exactly, chasing the buzz. So our mission for you listening in is to kind of give you a shortcut. We want to help you understand when and where to apply different kinds of automation.
So you can make smart, cost-effective choices.
Right, without getting totally overwhelmed by all the hype.
Which is easy to do.
It really is.
Yeah.
Think about Sarah Chen's story from Toronto. Runs a mid-sized accounting firm.
Okay.
She got caught up in the excitement, spent $15,000 on an AI agent just for appointment scheduling.
Wow, for scheduling.
Yeah, and get this. Just 3 months later, she quietly switched back to a $29 a month online calendar.
No kidding.
She actually admitted, and I love this quote, she said, it was like hiring a PhD to sort mail.
Huh. That's a great analogy. Really paints a picture.
Doesn't it? It perfectly sets the stage for these common pitfalls we're about to explore.
And what's really striking is how pervasive this whole AI agent gold rush has become. Like you said, every software vendor, consultant, conference speaker,
We're all pushing it.
they're all promising that these agents will just revolutionize your business. And the marketing is, it's incredibly compelling.
Right.
Presenting these autonomous digital workers as, things that can think, reason, adapt to really complex stuff. Who wouldn't be drawn to that?
It really feels like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone's rushing in, kind of afraid to be left behind.
FOMO, yeah, fear of missing out.
But sometimes that cutting-edge path actually means, cutting your budget for results that are actually worse.
Exactly. And when we step back, look at the bigger picture, the reality is that AI agents are sophisticated tools. They're designed for sophisticated problems.
Right.
I like the analogy of using a Formula One race car for your daily grocery run.
Okay, yeah, a bit much.
It's technically impressive, sure, but it's wildly overkill. An AI agent, think of it like hiring a really seasoned consultant for those ambiguous, complex challenges that genuinely need judgment, maybe some creativity. Traditional automation, on the other hand, that's like your reliable employee, excels at repetitive, well-defined tasks.
Got it. The dependable workhorse.
Precisely. Both are incredibly valuable, right? But you wouldn't hire that top-tier consultant to just file your invoices.
No, of course not.
And you shouldn't deploy an AI agent for a simple, predictable task. Doing that often leads to not just overpaying, but actually getting, worse results sometimes, more hassle.
Okay, I think I'm really seeing the trap now. But that leaves me wondering if Sarah's $15,000 scheduling agent was, total overkill.
Right.
Then for what kinds of problems is this cutting-edge AI the right tool? Give us some scenarios where it genuinely earns its keep.
Yeah, that's a crucial distinction to make. True AI agents, they excel in scenarios that really demand genuine intelligence, not just, rote execution.
Okay.
So, for example, they're perfect for complex decision-making, especially with incomplete information. Imagine an AI agent analyzing a customer service inquiry. It doesn't just see keywords, it understands context, maybe even the customer's emotion, pulls data from multiple systems, and then formulates a truly personalized, nuanced response.
So much more than a simple FAQ bot.
Way beyond that. Another area is dynamic adaptation. When circumstances change rapidly.
Like supply chains.
Exactly. An AI agent managing supply chain logistics could instantly adapt to sudden shipping delays, maybe weather disruptions, automatically rerouting orders, changing schedules, and communicating all those changes effectively.
That sounds genuinely useful.
It is. And they also really shine at multi-step reasoning across different domains. Think of an AI agent helping with financial planning.
Okay.
It can simultaneously consider your income, your expenses, tax situation, investment goals, market conditions, even life changes to give you comprehensive advice that actually evolves over time.
Wow, that's complex.
It is. And of course, natural language understanding in really complex contexts is a core strength. Maybe an AI agent processing insurance claims.
Yeah.
It could read through dense medical reports, understand the nuances of policy language, maybe even identify potential fraud patterns, make preliminary assessments that would normally take a lot of human expertise.
Okay, those are definitely complex problems.
Yeah.
The AI's ability to process all that info and make those nuanced decisions.
Yeah, that sounds indispensable there.
Right. But I'm hearing a clear message here, too. Most business processes, day-to-day stuff, probably don't need that level of sophistication.
That's the core issue, yes. For many tasks, it's just not necessary.
So we've talked theory, but let's get into the nitty-gritty. I've heard some pretty wild stories about businesses diving headfirst into AI and, well, regretting it.
Oh, there are plenty.
Do you have any real-world examples that really hit home for you? Maybe from the Canadian landscape, since we mentioned that. As we go through these, maybe tell us what stands out to you.
Let's absolutely dive into some specific cases. These really illustrate the point. First up, let's call it the $50,000 email sorter.
Okay, sounds expensive already.
Right. A Vancouver marketing agency. They deployed an AI agent for sorting and prioritizing incoming emails, designed to understand context, find urgent stuff, even draft replies.
Ambitious.
Very. The problem, their email volume was modest. You do 200 emails a day. And 80% fell into really predictable categories.
So not exactly a fire hose.
Not at all. They spent 6 months training this AI, dealing with integration headaches, troubleshooting false positives, just a lot of effort.
For 200 emails a day?
Yep. A basic email management system, with simple rules-based sorting, could have solved it in an afternoon for maybe less than $100 a month.
Ouch. 6 months versus an afternoon.
Exactly. Okay, next. The overpowered inventory manager. This was a retail chain in Calgary.
Right.
Implemented an AI agent to manage inventory across their 12 locations, predicting demand, optimizing stock levels. Sounded great on paper, but their business was pretty straightforward. Seasonal clothing, fairly predictable demand patterns, their old system, basically a simple spreadsheet with automatic reorder points. It worked perfectly fine.
So the AI didn't add much.
Its predictions were only marginally better, honestly, but it introduced a ton of complexity, bugs, a steep learning curve for the staff.
Headaches.
Extra headaches. They eventually scrapped it and went back to a standard inventory system, cost 70% less, and was way more reliable.
Wow. Okay. What else?
Remember Sarah Chen, the accountant with the scheduler?
Yeah, the PhD sorting mail.
That's her. The overqualified appointment scheduler. Her AI could handle really complex stuff like meet John next week, but not when Mary's scheduled, and after 2 p.m. unless it's urgent.
Impressive capability.
Technically, yes,
Yeah.
but totally unnecessary for her actual needs. Most clients just needed a standard 1-hour slot.
The simple stuff.
The 95% use case.
Yeah.
A basic online booking system handled almost everything without the cost, the complexity, or, as she put it, those occasional AI hallucinations.
Right, when it just makes things up confidently.
Exactly, which just confused her clients sometimes.
Not good. Okay, one more.
One more. The over-engineered customer service bot. A Quebec e-commerce company.
Chatbots. Common use case.
Right, but they went for a full AI agent designed to understand complex questions, handle complaints with nuance.
Trying to replicate a human agent?
Pretty much, but then they actually analyzed their support tickets, and guess what? 85% of all inquiries fell into just 5 basic categories. Order status, shipping info, returns, product availability, basic account questions, really standard stuff.
Stuff a simple bot could easily handle.
Absolutely. A simple chatbot with pre-programmed responses would have been faster, more reliable for the vast majority. The AI agent's sophistication, totally wasted on routine questions. And its occasional errors on simple things just ended up frustrating customer.
So more harm than good, potentially.
In some cases, yeah. And, if we connect this to the broader picture, the hidden costs of this AI agent overkill, they go way beyond just the initial price tag.
That's a really crucial aspect, isn't it? Often gets overlooked in the excitement. So what does this all mean for your valuable time and resources, the stuff that doesn't show up directly on an invoice?
Exactly. First, there's just the implementation complexity. Simple projects that should take days, maybe weeks, they can spiral into these multi-month initiatives.
Like Sarah's scheduler taking 3 months just to set up.
Precisely. 3 months just for configuration, time that could have been spent, actually serving clients. Then there's significant maintenance overhead.
Ah, the ongoing costs.
Right. AI agents need ongoing monitoring, retraining, updates. They can develop weird behaviors, make errors that are super hard to diagnose, and often you need specialized knowledge just to keep them running smoothly.
Whereas simple automation,
Once it's set up, often it just runs reliably with minimal tweaking, much less demanding.
okay, so what else?
Staff confusion is another big one, often underestimated. Employees used to predictable, rule-based systems. They can really struggle with AI agents making decisions in ways that aren't transparent.
The black box problem.
Kind of, yeah. If simple automation messes up, it's usually obvious why. Easy to spot, easy to fix. An AI agent misbehaves. Troubleshooting can become incredibly complex, really time-consuming.
It's frustrating for the team.
It absolutely can be. And finally, there's the danger of false precision, meaning AI agents can sound incredibly confident even when they're completely wrong. They produce these authoritative-sounding responses.
Like the hallucinations Sarah mentioned.
Exactly. And that can lead to really poor business decisions if you're relying on AI recommendations that seem solid but are actually based on flawed reasoning or bad data.
Yikes. Okay, this all sounds pretty compelling to just stick with simplicity where possible. So, building on that, if complex AI agents often lead to this overkill scenario, what's the smarter alternative for businesses looking for, actionable insights? Let's unpack this.
Well, the smarter alternative very often is indeed simple automation. You should definitely use simple automation when the process follows predictable rule-based logic.
If this, then that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
When inputs and outputs are well-defined, when the volume is manageable with straightforward tools, when the stakes are relatively low if something goes slightly wrong. And crucially, when what you really need is consistent, reliable results day in, day out.
Makes sense. Examples.
Oh, tons. Email filters for common questions, basic autoresponders, inventory alerts that just trigger when stock hits a set level, automated invoice generation, payment reminders.
Social media scheduling.
Yep, data backup, basic report generation. These are the solid, dependable workhorses of automation. They just work.
Okay, so when should you actually consider the AI agent?
You consider AI agents when the process truly requires interpretation of ambiguous inputs, things that aren't clear-cut.
Okay.
Or when the decision-making involves multiple complex factors and maybe the context changes frequently, unpredictably. AI agents also make sense when that human-like reasoning or creativity is genuinely beneficial, not just a nice-to-have.
Right.
And critically, when the sheer volume or complexity justifies the extra cost, the extra effort, the extra maintenance involved, it has to earn its keep.
That paints a really clear picture. So given those distinctions, how can businesses actually make this decision? Is there like a practical framework for figuring out, okay, simple path or AI path?
Yeah, absolutely. The logical next step is thinking about a decision framework. A really good starting point is the classic 80-20 rule.
Pareto principle.
Exactly. If 80% of your use cases, your needs, can be handled effectively by simple automation, start there. Just do that first.
Get the big chunk done easily.
Right. You can always add AI capabilities later for that remaining 20% of truly complex edge cases, if you even need to. Secondly, calculate the true cost of ownership.
Not just the sticker price.
Definitely not. Factor in the implementation time, the ongoing maintenance, the staff training, the opportunity cost of complex projects dragging on. Simple automation often wins hands down on total cost.
Okay, what else?
Third, test with minimum viable solutions, MVP thinking. Before you commit to a sophisticated AI agent, try solving the problem with the simplest possible automation first.
See how far it gets you?
You might be surprised. Basic tools can often take you really far. Also, number 4, consider the failure modes.
How it breaks.
Yeah. When simple automation fails, it usually fails predictably. Obviously. You know what went wrong. AI agents. They can fail in subtle, hard-to-detect ways.
Sneaky errors.
Could be. Might not surface until they cause a significant problem down the line. And finally, number 5, evaluate your internal capabilities.
Be honest about your team's skills.
Exactly. Do you actually have the technical expertise on staff to implement, maintain, and troubleshoot these complex AI agents? Simple automation is generally much easier to manage with existing staff.
It's a very practical checklist.
And, there are some unique considerations for Canadian businesses specifically. These are pretty relevant to you, the listener.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, often our market is characterized by smaller scale operations, right? The volume of work in many Canadian businesses just doesn't justify the really complex, expensive AI solutions.
A small shop in Saskatoon doesn't need what a global giant needs.
Precisely. We also tend to see more conservative adoption patterns. Maybe a preference for proven, reliable solutions over bleeding-edge tech. Canadian businesses often prioritize systems that work consistently over systems that promise the moon but introduce risk.
Makes sense. Pragmatic.
And many organizations just have limited technical resources. Most Canadian businesses don't have dedicated AI specialists sitting around. That makes simple automation much more practical.
Right. Easier to manage in-house.
And finally, things like regulatory considerations. In industries like healthcare, finance, government, AI decisions might need extra oversight, extra documentation. Simple automation can often handle that more transparently.
I wonder how many people listening right now are just nodding along, thinking about that one piece of software they bought that promised the world.
Probably quite a few.
It's actually really inspiring, though, to hear how some Canadian businesses have totally nailed this. They chose simple automation and actually won with it.
Yeah.
Let's hear about a few of those successes.
Absolutely. Okay, take the efficient restaurant chain out in Halifax. Needed to manage staff scheduling across 8 locations. Big headache. Instead of some fancy AI prediction engine, they chose a simple scheduling system with basic rules.
And the result?
Scheduling time cut by 75%, staff satisfaction went up, implementation took just 2 weeks.
2 weeks versus potentially months for AI.
Exactly. Then there's the streamlined law firm in Winnipeg. Needed to organize mountains of legal documents.
A classic problem.
Instead of an AI agent that could supposedly read and understand everything, they implemented a simple, clear filing system based on client names, case types, dates, combined it with good naming conventions for files.
So good process, simple tools.
Bingo. Eliminated 90% of their document management problems, fraction of the cost of an AI agent.
Wow. Okay, one more win.
One more. The smart manufacturer in Kitchener, furniture maker, needed to track quality control issues on the factory floor.
Important stuff.
Very. Rather than an AI agent analyzing defect patterns, they used a simple tracking system, flagged issues based on clear, predefined criteria.
Easy for staff to use.
Super easy. Caught 95% of quality problems, provided clear data for management, no unnecessary complexity. Just worked.
Those are truly powerful examples. Really shows that sometimes the boring solution is actually the most effective one.
Often it is.
So when you're looking at your own business, maybe here are some direct, actionable questions to ask yourself before you leap into any automation solution, simple or complex.
Good idea.
First, what problem are you actually trying to solve? Like, really be specific about the pain points.
Get to the root cause.
Exactly. Then,
Yeah.
what's your tolerance for complexity? Be honest. How critical is this process to your business? Are you prioritizing rock-solid reliability or raw sophistication?
Big trade-off sometimes.
It is. Also, what's your timeline for implementation? Do you need it working next month, or can you invest a year? And, crucially, as you said, do you have the right expertise internally to support whatever you choose?
Those are the key questions, definitely. And stepping back for just a moment, it's really important to clarify this isn't an argument against AI agents entirely.
No, not at all.
They are powerful tools. They will continue to evolve. They will find more and more appropriate applications. The key is just using them strategically, thoughtfully.
Not reactively, because it's the new buzzword.
Exactly. As AI tech matures, gets more accessible, that line between simple automation and AI agents, it'll undoubtedly blur.
Things will get easier, more integrated.
Probably. But for right now, for many businesses, starting simple is often the smartest, most effective path. The ultimate goal isn't just having the most advanced tech for its own sake.
Right. The goal is effective business operations, solving the actual problem.
That's it.
So yeah, the AI agent revolution is real, it's happening. But as we've clearly seen today, it's not universally applicable. Not yet, anyway. Smart businesses, successful businesses, match their tools to their actual needs.
Not just the perceived needs or the latest trends.
Precisely.
Sometimes the smartest AI strategy is knowing when not to use AI at all.
Let that sink in for a moment.
Yeah.
That's a powerful thought. We really encourage you, listening in, to reflect on your own automation challenges.
Seriously, consider if maybe a simpler path might deliver better results with less hassle and, frankly, lower costs.
It's worth asking the question.
Definitely. So maybe instead of always asking, how can AI solve this problem, Kara, start by asking, what is the simplest way to solve this problem effectively?